There's been a homicide on Indian land.
They sent him to a foreign land.
What's my cover?
In the middle of America.
You're going in there as who you are, an American Indian federal officer.
To uncover the truth.
Federal officer, hands on your head. Do it.
What's your name?
Sure as hell ain't Geronimo, Chief. Like, maybe you got...
And welcome back to Spitfall Cinema. I'm Shane.
I'm Scott.
I'm David.
All right, and we are back talking a little Graham Greene, and we're going to talk about Thunderheart.
Thunderheart, 1992.
Mr. Val Kilmer, Mr. Graham Greene.
Yeah, and honestly, you can't go wrong with that. And two people that have passed away within this last year, and then Graham Greene just not too long ago. So
yeah,
what a great opportunity to go back and talk about a movie that we really didn't get a chance to talk about when we were discussing Val Kilmer.
Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
But it's really, I don't know. I liked the movie. Liked it a lot. It was it's one of those little FBI movie. You almost want to call it a buddy movie, but it really wasn't.
Right.
Because nobody liked Val Kilmer's character, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
That's just one of the things I liked.
Yeah. Well, they put him in a unique situation. You know, I mean, they send him out to the Indian reservation because there's a murder in was it South Dakota? Was that where the Badlands is? South Dakota and North Dakota?
I believe it was in South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Yeah, and he goes out there because he has a little bit of Sioux Indian blood in him.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
So they wanted to send this FBI agent out there to appease the Indians that they're sending them one of their own, as they call it. You know,
and he really was nothing even close to.
No, he really didn't. Well, he didn't know himself. He kind of had denied himself of that heritage because he was ashamed of his father.
Yeah,
his father had been half, and he was a drunkard and stuff, and so he kind of blocked this out when he was a kid. So he didn't want to acknowledge anything with the Indian heritage.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, and the movie does do a really good job of taking that detective story, which could have been just a straight, detective story, like uncovering, the murderers and things going on. But it blends it with just a little bit of mysticism, just enough to help help your main character develop, Val Kilmer, but it also brings you into the Indian culture and in a lot of what they believed in and how those beliefs impacted not only him but the direction that his investigation took, which was really slick. So it was a nice plot point, I guess is a good way to put it. But it was good. It's what makes it stand out from just a regular detective type movie, I think.
Right.
It really was, because I mean, I think that's one of the things that I got to see it. Back then, I was involved with, I think it was called the Kansas City Film Society. It still might be going on, but when you joined it, you got sent free tickets for sneak previews. So
nice.
So a movie would come out like to these special sneak previews, like 3 to 4 weeks before the movie's supposed to come out.
We used to get a lot of test screens and stuff in Kansas City because Kansas City was considered Middle America, and so it was a good test ground to see how movies would do.
Because
they do a lot of those.
Yeah, because after the movie, they wanted you to stay around, answer questions, and fill out a survey and stuff like that. Usually, a lot of people just leave after the movie. They don't stick it.
I did one of those for Gods and Generals.
Wow. Did you really?
Yeah, the guys that were involved in that came into Harris and was playing at my table, and we got to talking about it, and they said, "Man, you would be good for this test thing we're doing, because you're into movies and stuff." And so they got me free tickets.
Nice.
So I went to the premiere and just tore the movie a new one because I thought it sucked so bad. I let him have
there goes that podcast. Yeah. But so everybody, because I've been to a few before this one. I did one for a honeymoon in Vegas. Nothing But Trouble. And then,
really?
Yeah. And then no one stays around. They usually leave. And of course, the kids who are, there to collect all the answers, they don't give a crap. So, but this one surprised me. Everybody stuck around after the end of the movie, and they brought that point up about how it was different from any kind of thriller that you were expecting it to be because you thought it was going to be, like Broken Record or something like that.
Right.
And so that's why a lot of people said they scored the movie high.
It was really, really cool, especially the chemistry between Val Kilmer and Graham Greene.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
they had really good chemistry. They really did.
Or,
You know,
or
yeah,
or bad chemistry at the beginning.
at the
But
beginning, yeah. Well, they had that confrontational thing, and then they kind of came together. Uh, and
Well,
it,
that always cracked me up because every time Graham Greene's character would go by, like on a motorcycle or in a car,
yeah,
he
he'd
just flip him
flip
off,
them off.
just flipping him off. Graham Greene with just this straight deadpan look on his
I
face,
mean, people
just
were
giving him the
clapping
finger.
Hey,
and
Yeah.
yelling, man. Yeah, right.
oh, you snuck off the scene like a real. Or what did you say?
Oh man.
Yeah,
What is
little
it, man?
weasel.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I remember. See, I was in a camp counselor at a place called Timber Trails,
Oh god.
like when I was in high school, right? And so I would teach. We did story time and archery and a bunch of other stuff. And it was an Indian theme, so everyone had Indian names. And so we had like Kodiak and Broken Arrow, and they're like, "What's your name?" It's like Speaking Bull. And so I was Speaking Bull, and I'll tell you what, it caught on because kids go, Speaking Bull, tell us a story. And it's like, I
Oh,
got a
no
story for you.
way.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'd get to like retell things. It was
Oh
awesome. I do
my
Star
God.
Wars. I do all sorts of fun stuff. But yeah, but Little
This is a
Weasel just
story about Star
cracked me.
Wars.
Oh god. Let me tell you about Ronins.
Yeah. Yeah, but Ray Little Weasel. I mean, that was good. But
Yeah.
poor Val Kilmer, his character plops down in there, and all the feds know that he's half Indian. And so they're just like, well, we don't trust you now. And then all the Indians are
Then
like,
the
yeah,
Indians,
we
we
don't
don't
trust you
trust
because
you.
you're a Fed.
Yeah.
And I mean, they put him in this horrible
Yeah.
situation.
He's just trying to do his job, and he
Yeah.
gets and then he's dealing with this veteran who's played by Sam Shepard.
Shepard, yeah.
Yeah, Sam Shepard.
He was great in that. He was
Oh,
such
yeah.
a jerk in it, but he was good. He was good.
Yeah.
I mean, he was good, plays a good jerk. And I think the one thing I like when they went to get the guy that they thought had killed the dude out on the Indian reservation, and the guy's, man, you goons have, or he didn't say goons. He said, you guys have broke down my door before. Use the key that's in the coffee can. Yeah, use the key. And he goes, I'll never forget that. He goes and puts his hand in there, and that badger comes out and bites him, and he screams, and he yells, and he's calling it in, and the lady's like, he's an officer down. Has the officer been shot? He goes, no, the officer has been bit by a fucking badger. Every time he said that,
Well, yeah. Well, then his character would, because when he escaped, and you see the deer that's jumping around the thing, and then later on, he's like, well, yeah, he's a shapeshifter. He can change into a deer or a dog or a bird, like blah blah blah. And then he gets that dog that keeps following it around. He names it Jimmy.
Yeah, his name's Jimmy.
After he
Yeah.
goes, yeah, that's Jimmy.
Yeah.
But the dog was cool. The dog just
Yeah.
following around and stuff.
What was that other joke? And forgive me if it's a different movie, but didn't Graham Greene's like, hey, fuck. He was saying something like, hey, I'll pull you over, or
No, he said when he was speeding, he said, let me see the radar, and he said, I don't need to
that's it.
see the radar. I said, hey, he's doing 59, nail him.
It's in the wind.
Yeah.
Dude, everybody, I mean, they're already in love with Graham Greene,
Yeah.
but it just, the whole audience was going nuts over that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just that, but Graham Greene, of course, he's been in so many different things, but the man's got some great comedic timing.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
big time.
And his deliveries are so
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's just deadpan humor where he's just flat, but just cracks you up. I mean, literally, like he says, "Oh, this is Ray Little Weasel,"
Yeah, like, yeah.
and he just says it, and everyone's like, "Oh, Little Weasel, all right," and it's just like, like,
Well,
it's just so
and
well
when
done.
Val Kilmer says to him, "Hey, don't be talking about Frank Could you couldn't touch his badge," and he says, "Or badger by that."
I'll tell you what, that Frank Cattell character though, like right off the bat, I didn't like him. Not
Yeah,
because he was a jerk, but because when they went up to the murder scene and he's like, all right, well, what do you think? Val Kilmer's looking at the guy. And he's like, well, 5.56 military round, probably an M16 or something like that. And he's like, yeah, it shows what 303 lever action,
yeah,
or
30-30
yeah,
lever.
30-30 lever
Yeah.
action. Yeah, and he goes, yeah, we'll just we'll look around here, we'll find the casings and stuff. No, turns out that's exactly what it was,
Hmm.
5.56. And it
Hmm.
was like.
Yeah.
It
Well,
was
he
like
was.
as soon as you learn that, you're
There's
like,
he's a little corrupt. There's something off about him.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
But it was a subtle early hint
yeah.
that there was something off with him, and
Because
he
at
just
first
wasn't just playing
the gruff
the gruff,
FBI agent,
yeah,
who's
the grizzled
the
senior
hardened
agent,
veteran, yeah,
yeah,
that's been dealing with this shit for years,
yeah,
and you just felt he was a little,
hmm
and then you had Fred Ward
God, I love that
playing.
guy.
They called him. I think did they call him the Goons?
I think
I
so.
think they weren't armed. They were the goon squad that was helping the
Oh
helping the
yeah,
helping the FBI.
oh they were armed,
Armed, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was
But I
interesting
thought
because
armed was the traditionalists.
well, no, excuse me, they were armed as in they had
Oh, okay,
firearms.
Oh, it's
okay.
the arm.
Armed
Armed
was
was the okay,
was
okay.
the
He
was
threw
the
me off there. I'm like,
yeah
Yeah.
the other
yeah,
faction, the supposed radical faction that didn't have any weapons. Those were the bad guys. But it is interesting because they're like, well, it's based on a series of events and things that happened, and at that time there really was a lot of division and a lot of the different
you know what? I just
reservations and stuff, and poverty was a huge deal.
Yeah.
And so it was for the time that this movie came out, it was addressing issues that had really not been addressed for a good 20,
right,
20 years.
right.
That it just kind of slipped under the radar because it really was armed groups of militias out
Mm-hmm.
terrorizing each other. And it's in all over, what appeared to be worthless land, and it really was this big conflict. And it's something that gets brushed over a lot, but it's one of the few movies that actually took that whole theme and actually went, head first into it.
Right.
Which I thought was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It was a very good angle and it was a very good subject matter, and to get that kind of thriller vibe and stuff. But yeah, it was just a very good flick to begin with. But then the mysticism side is
Oh
something that I
yeah.
found really
That was
interesting.
very cool. That's what I
Yeah,
liked about it a lot.
because
Yeah.
even at the very beginning of the film, you see
They're like
Indians dancing,
dancing, and then
and
it
then they just
kind of
kind of fade
fade
away,
away. Right.
and you're like, okay, well, is this just a nod to the past? Is it like showing the before, and then here's modern day? But then it happens again, and he keeps getting these different visions that he tries to fight, and
Right.
then and I'm not sure who the actor is that plays the shaman,
The old
the old
man.
man.
He was
But man, that guy was
Oh, he
amazing.
was good.
his
And
name is Ted Thinelk.
Ted Thin Elk,
Yeah,
okay,
and this was his only role that
Huh.
first
that he
role
ever
that
did.
he ever did. Yeah.
He was so good.
Yep.
But he just played that, and for lack of a better way of putting it, was almost like a Yoda type character.
It was.
Because he was trying to explain something to him, trying to get him to embrace this other side of himself, and recognizing his spirit, which is where that whole Thunderheart comes from,
Yeah.
because he recognizes the strength of his spirit and how connected he actually is to his Native American side, whether he chooses to be or not. But the more he's there and the more he's exposed to everything, the more he starts to understand and kind of listen um, to what's around him instead of what he sees, which is kind of neat. It's a um, neat little mentor
Hmm.
Yeah.
kind of a thing. Um, and it actually is, it's like one of my favorite things is like when Val Kilmer they get it. I think it was he's smoking something, but anyway, he winds up kind of hallucinating, and it's when he gets his first real
Yeah.
vision kind of a thing. And him and Graham Greene's character, they're like going at it, and Val Kilmer like pulls a gun on him, you know,
And the old man,
and then he's
knock
like,
it off.
yeah, he's just like, knock it off, you know. He's like,
He speaks
he
English.
speaks English just only when he's
Only when
pissed,
he's
angry, you know. And it was like just enough to cut the tension, but it was
Yeah.
the most guy moment I think I've ever seen, because at that point in time, those two characters are just like, "You all right, man? Yeah, I'm good. Okay, let's go." You know, and it was
Don't fight it, man. Remember, Graham Greene says, "Don't fight it.
yeah,
Don't fight it,
don't
man.
fight it.
Don't
You
fight
do
it.
it.
You're all right, Hoss.
Yeah,
You're all right.
he's
Don't
like,
fight it."
"Don't tell me what to do." You know, and he
Yeah,
like pulls
yeah.
a gun on him, but it was just funny, and it was like this weird little bonding moment. And
Right.
from that moment on, they had a little more trust.
A little more
know.
trust in each other, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Graham Greene goes to find Val Kilmer for the old man. Remember,
Yeah.
he's because the old man had a vision of him coming to the reservation.
Right.
Yeah, because in the form of he had been a descendant of Thunderheart.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
And he said Thunderheart has returned to, go to the stronghold, Thunderheart. Remember, he
Yeah.
keeps telling him that.
Yeah.
And it says right here that Val Kilmer, when the cameras weren't rolling, helped the old man a lot with his scenes and stuff in front of the camera.
Oh, really?
And it said when they weren't filming, they could be seen discussing Native American topics in general and Lakota ones in particular. So he kind of helped this old guy because he was a respected elder in the community and stuff.
That's really
So
cool.
so this was his only film role.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he was good in that. God,
He
just
really was.
you know,
He stole every scene that he was in.
yes, he did. He did.
He had a really interesting presence, and he had that
And
very weathered, wise kind of
that look
yeah.
and his laugh, the
Yeah.
way he would laugh was,
He's
and then Graham Greene would
like
laugh.
Yoda.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
Graham
Little
Greene
guy. Yeah.
Graham Greene would laugh, and it'd make you laugh even more, because he was getting a kick out of seeing him interact with Val Kilmer.
Well, he's constantly trying to trade stuff with.
Yeah,
Val
remember his
Kilmer
glasses?
Yeah.
Kilmer had these Ray-Ban glasses, and he needed to trade, and the old man gave him a rock.
Yeah.
And then later on, Graham Greene has him, and Val Kilmer tries to trade him the rock for the guy. He goes, "Are you kidding me? That's a rock."
These are Ray-Bans.
Ray-Ban. That's a rock, Ray. It's a rock, Ray. Like, you idiot. Why did you trade that for a rock?
That's a rock.
That's a
Ray.
rock, Ray.
Oh, that's
Are you,
crazy.
are you kidding?
Yeah. What's supposed to do with that?
Oh wow.
You know what's wild about this, dude? The whole first part of this cast: Val Kilmer, Sam Shepard, Graham Greene, Fred Ward, Fred Thompson, who was a U.S. senator. He played
Yeah.
he played the FBI agent that sent Val Kilmer.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are all dead. I mean, most of the cast in here are dead,
Yeah.
and the old man, then Elk, he's dead.
The director's dead.
The director's dead too.
Michael Apt.
Yeah. Who was the gal in the movie?
Wow.
The sort of love interest, not
Oh,
really, but
it's no, she's still alive.
Robert De Niro
Sheila
produced it.
Tousey.
Robert De Niro produced the movie.
oh, interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, Sheila Tousey. I'll tell you what.
Yeah,
I thought-
Maggie Eaglebear.
Oh, she was
Yeah,
good.
she did a very good job.
Yes, she did.
She was, and I'd say she had a really motherly role because number one, she had kids, but at the same time, she was just looking out for, her mother
yeah.
or her grandmother, and then, and so she was just like this person that was just trying to hold everything together.
And you remember
she
that
had all the clues, she had the missing pieces,
right?
And
But she distrusted the FBI. I mean, because she
Right.
was fighting against
yeah.
them and those goons, the goon
Yeah.
squad.
Yeah.
And so, and I almost kind of don't want to spoil the movie because I think there's a lot of people that where we've talked about other movies and we're like, well, if you haven't seen this, but they're really mainstream movies. This is one of those movies that I think a lot of people would appreciate going back and watching. So, but her in this movie, I thought she was excellent.
Oh yeah. Well, and that scene where her little kid gets shot in the arm,
Oh,
that was the most realistic looking shit I've seen
Wow, yeah.
of somebody getting shot. especially a little kid, it makes you jump as because they're shooting into the house and this kid's reaching for his doll and a bullet hits his arm and it makes you jump as somebody in the it's just horrible
Oh
looking.
yeah, and when they run him out to the car and
Yeah,
they're trying to
Val,
get into the hospital,
that's so realistic
and
looking.
that kid, he's just like
His
flopping,
yeah,
and I'm
he's
just like,
flopping.
oh my
His
goodness,
arm is so limp.
yeah.
And
Well, I think I could tell you why it looked realistic.
wow.
The director, Michael Apt,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
in that same year, he had a documentary come out that he directed, and it was about the Native American activist episode of involving the murder of FBI agents uh, called Incident at Oglala.
I just downloaded that.
Did you really?
Yeah, because the guy that plays Jimmy is an activist and he talks on there.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
it's crazy, dude. This thing's crazy.
Tell me how what it
It's
after you
it
read it.
Yeah,
Let me.
definitely have to take a look at that.
yeah. I bought it on Amazon Prime for like $6.99 or something like that
Cool.
because they said a lot of the actors that were in this, but I just really recognized the guy that played because he really is a Native American activist.
Cool.
You know, the one that played Jimmy.
Interesting.
But yeah, so that Michael guy directed that
Michael
documentary.
Michael Apt. He
Wow,
directed Coal Miner's Daughter.
he did.
He
Oh, wow.
directed
I didn't know that.
he directed one of the Pierce Brosnan's James Bond movies.
Wow.
Yeah, he's
Well, I'm
directed a couple
impressed
other
now.
films.
That's really
Yeah,
impressive now.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Which coal miner's daughter? We need to do one on that
yeah,
someday.
it's coming out in
That
4K here in a couple months.
Oh, well, there you go.
So
yeah, we'll have to do one on
that was a good one.
that.
But yeah, if you haven't seen it, please go. They just put a remastered Blu-ray out a few months back. You can get it on Amazon or eBay. It's just the way it's shot, the way it looks, the way it sounds, the way it makes you feel. It's just they describe it as a neo western thriller movie.
I don't know if I'd call it that.
No,
Eh,
yeah, I think that's kind of
yeah, it's definitely a thriller. Yeah, I really do believe so because some of the twists and turns and then
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's really really good.
right.
But yeah, but it's like a thriller with a little bit of cultural mysticism, but I wouldn't know how to describe that in a cinematic turn.
yeah. I'm just
Dude,
reading off
I'll tell you what, like
Wikipedia.
what, because I remember seeing this in the theaters. Now I don't remember the experience of seeing it in the theaters, but I remember going. And then I did not see this film until like a week ago. After Graham Greene died, and you were talking about potentially doing this,
Mhm.
and I'm like, we got to do Thunderheart, and it's like, oh wait a minute, I don't even know if I remember the film. And it's like it was interesting because when I came back and I rewatched it, and I was able to like rent that on Amazon Prime, it wasn't too expensive at all. But going back and watching it, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember this film. But man, I did not remember the film. There is just there's a huge difference between seeing it in '92 and
Mm-hmm.
what 25,
Right.
more than 25 years later. More than 20 years later, and I'm just like, this is such a solid film.
Yeah.
And I even made the wife watch it. It
Oh, did she? What now? She didn't flip out over anything.
she did not.
See, I thought
She
she
thought
would
that
I
flip
thought
up.
she'd be
she
all
thought
in
that
your
was
ear about that movie.
oh no. I mean no.
Oh, wow.
She was unhappy with the
They,
fate of
they,
one of the characters,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
she was just like the bad guys got it, so that made
Right.
her happy.
Right.
So that's all that really matters.
I was wondering if she would flip out on that one scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a particular scene that it is shocking too, and you're just like,
Yeah.
because
oh
Yeah.
your jaw drops.
oh,
Yeah.
you really do.
I mean, it's like
Because
somebody kicked you in the gut.
Yeah.
yeah,
We're not going to give it away,
No,
but
no, no.
it's like holy crap.
yeah, and it's just one of those things where it's like as the movie's moving along and the clues are coming and he's finding the physical clues from his FBI training and then he's winding up with these spiritual clues
Hmm.
and directions of where to look, and so he's like taking both sides of his life and he's bringing them together to get this resolution. But it's really that connection with his heritage that ultimately saves him at the end.
Yeah.
And it's just such a well done, well crafted film. And it's still pretty tight. It's not a long film.
Mm-mm.
No.
There's not a lot of stuff that drags. You got to pay attention to what's happening because each scene really does lead into something
Yeah.
else.
When you watch it, you
Um,
gotta pause it if you gotta go smoke or restroom because you're right.
yeah,
You never know. Something just out of right field will happen and
yeah,
just changes the story, and then something from the left field comes out and hits you, and then
yeah, and it's but yeah, so even with the plot twist, there's a lot of foreshadowing and stuff that you appreciate later on when it does those little callbacks,
yeah,
and you're just like, oh wow, okay, this is great. And but yeah, just the dynamic. I'll tell you what, Val Kilmer and Graham Greene made a cool
dude,
little.
I wish they did
I
something
mean,
else, man.
it really does make you wish they did, because they had a really good chemistry.
Big
Mhm.
time.
And it's hard to find. It's hard to find with actors sometimes.
Yeah,
And when it does work, a lot of times studios will pounce on it. I think that was a missed opportunity. Some way for those two to have worked together would have been
dude, those
awesome.
two could have filled the Lethal Weapon guys as roles if need
Yeah,
be.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
think I really could,
Yeah.
Um,
really could.
I tell you what, one the scene that I like when Val Kilmer they're in the car driving, and Val Kilmer says, "These visions, uh, can they come in dreams?" And he's like, and he looks at him and he goes, "Yeah, they can come in dreams or in sweat lodges or whatever." He says, "Why?" He says, "Well, I had a dream the other night that I was running with all uh, these Indians and I was shot in the back, and
You're
then
kidding.
and then." I drove by the place, and Graham Greene's looking over. He keeps looking over at him. He says, "Drove by where?" And he goes, "Wounded Knee Memorial." And he said, "You were running with the old ones at the knee."
yeah.
And he goes, "Well, I guess." He said, "That's the vision that I had." He goes, "Vision." He said, some men wait all their lives to see a vision. Some people don't ever see a vision." And he's looking at him, and he goes, probably not. He goes, "You had a vision, man." And he's so pissed off that
He's jealous.
yeah, he's jealous. And he goes, "Man wastes his whole life trying to have a vision. Then here comes this half Indian from what did he say, from Washington D.C. with the Ray Bans on, and he has himself a vision." And he's so pissed off because he had a vision. I was like, "Oh my God!" It was such a funny moment.
Oh yeah, and those
Yeah.
two were really really good, and
Oh,
yeah, it would have been a great thing to see them
um,
do more.
as of the time of this recording, it is free to watch on YouTube.
Oh really?
See, that makes me
There
mad
you
because
go.
I just bought the thing on Amazon Prime,
It's all right.
It's all right. You don't
but
have to watch commercials.
but I bought it for like I only bought it for like I think it was $3.99. I
Nice.
bought it for $4.99, something like that.
It's probably the remastered
That's why I
version.
didn't. That's why I
Yeah.
didn't rent it because it was only like a couple bucks more to own the thing.
Yeah, and
I,
honestly, it had some really good cinematography too.
It did.
The tone of the film, the overall look, and the colorization of the film had a lot of that kind of sandy, saturated tones and
Yeah,
stuff. It reminded me a little bit of um, oh, goodness.
it's extreme.
No, no, no. The one with the kind of had that bluegrass vibe to it.
Crossroads?
No, where they're the prisoners and they're trying to escape, and it's based on the Iliad.
oh brother, we're out that.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
Wherefore Art Thou?
Yeah,
Yeah, it had that same kind of colorization to the actual
Yeah,
look of the film. I really liked that. Not as heavy-handed as that one, but
yeah.
it was very similar.
Well, there's a big scene at the end. I don't want to say it to spoil it, but that shot of that big final.
the
Oh
stronghold.
yeah,
Oh,
of the
The
stronghold
stronghold.
dude.
and that panning shot as they go up
It's
into the sky, and you're just like,
Well,
so
wow.
good.
I liked it too when Sam Shepard's they're chasing him on the through the
Yeah.
on the dirt road, and then Val Kilmer cuts across the head to the stronghold, and he gets on the radio and he goes, "He's going native on me."
Awesome.
What are you doing, Ray? Remember, he keeps saying, "What are you doing,
Where are you
Ray?
going?
That's
Yeah,
so
Ray.
perfect.
Let's talk, Ray.
Yeah.
It's out here, Ray.
Yeah. What are you doing, Ray? What are you doing?" He always said, "What are you doing?"
It's
He was yelling at it.
it's perfectly like said and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I mean, Sam Shepard, he really really did a good job as
Yeah.
that FBI agent.
Fred Ward, that's one
And
of
Fred Ward, he was, played
really good.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it was very solid. The acting was good all the way around.
All the way around
Um,
from
even
all
gosh, who was the guy that plays?
Yellow Elk, the one in the wheelchair.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yellow.
that guy was
That guy
awesome.
did a great
Oh
job
man.
too. I mean, he was like really solid
Oh,
in
Yellow Hawk. I mean,
Yellow Hawk. Yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
Julius Drum is that guy's name. Oh, he died too. Jeez.
My
Well, we're
God,
getting
it's a
old.
curse.
Well, he's only 49 years old when he died.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Wow.
Man,
Run
people are
for the
redoing
strong heart, Thunderheart.
it.
Stronghold, Thunderheart.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, a solid acting, good story.
Oh, he died from
Um,
complications from diabetes.
Oh man,
that'll do it.
Man, 49 too. Wow.
jeez.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely, guys, watch it.
Yeah, it's worth your time.
Val Kilmer is just awesome in it. I mean, it's one of his most underrated roles, I think. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just
Yeah, it really is. It
it,
really is. Because a lot of people don't talk about this movie.
they
Mm-mm.
don't.
When they
No,
mention, Val
young Val
Kilmer.
Kilmer and yeah, Graham Greene, and just a great story.
I mean,
Yeah.
like
And
you said,
this is pre-Tombstone. This came out the same year Unforgiven came out.
Oh, really?
oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
92.
wow,
Wow.
So I
Okay.
mean that it could have been Unforgiven got all the accolades.
Definitely probably got overshadowed.
Yeah.
yeah, that
And
makes
this is
sense.
one of those little I would consider this kind of like an independent film, wouldn't you? I mean I
Yeah,
mean
it
even though
wasn't a
it's
big
not
budget film.
it wasn't
Um,
big budget, but it's what's lacking today in films. A good solid story. You
mhm.
know,
Yeah, that
and
doesn't require
that doesn't
special
require a lot of
effects.
special effects, a lot of
Superheroes.
superheroes dropping out of the sky, saving the world. It's a good, solid story with interesting characters and an interesting
And,
story and
and
situation.
it makes you mad watching it because you're like, this is really
Yeah,
how it
because
is. I
Well,
mean,
I'll tell you what too, because it's like a good example of the good solid story that didn't require a ton of money or anything. Witness. Um,
exactly.
I
yeah,
mean,
Yeah,
you've got a location, you've got a very solid story, and it is scarier because the stakes are more real and grounded.
right.
It's not, oh my god, the whole world's gonna,
Yeah,
but it's like,
again.
yeah, it's like what's gonna happen to this little boy, and over
Yeah,
here it's like what's gonna happen to these people
yeah,
that are just trying to hold on to what they have,
right,
and
right,
they're getting forced out from one side or the other.
right.
So yeah, but I mean, it's just I don't know,
It's
it's
that
just
it's
such a great movie, but I can see where it definitely got overshadowed in a lot of ways.
Oh
Um,
yeah. And a lot of it could be the marketing stuff too, that maybe they didn't market it as well,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, and it wasn't a huge, big budget, kind of a film. But then again,
Right,
it didn't need a lot of marketing because the overhead was lower, so you didn't have to make back a lot either. So,
right,
yeah,
right.
you know, yeah.
yeah, don't
Just
understand, but yeah, but it's a great one. And like I was saying earlier, that's definitely one to seek out if you haven't seen it. What a great film to go back and see some great
oh
acting
my
with a
gosh,
solid
Yeah, my
story.
dad loved this
yeah,
movie
and it's
too.
just
I
like
can see that.
My my
I can
dad
see
my
your dad
dad
loving
my
it.
dad really did. He'd go around and go, "Hello, Ray." He'd go around and put on sunglasses. He'd go, "Hello, Ray."
yeah,
He watched this over and over and over. He loved it.
yeah.
He thought it was just great.
And I remember we saw it, and then we went and told everybody, like, you guys got to go see this movie. And it's like you said, it just looked different than any
Yeah.
And he
movie.
would also would go, "Run for the stronghold, Thunderheart." He would always say, "Run for the face." He's going native, and that badger, and
And
yeah,
we don't need no stinking
yeah,
badgers.
Yeah.
he loved that. He loved that whole movie. Yeah, he thought this was a cool movie.
It really is. It just, yeah, big time.
All right.
All right,
Hey,
well,
sounds good.
sounds good to me. If you haven't seen it, please take the time to see it.
Free on YouTube. Rest in peace, Graham Greene,
There
Val
you
Yeah,
go.
Kilmer,
Val Kilmer,
Fred Ward,
Fred Ward,
Michael Apt,
Yeah. So do all the
Fred
fun.
Thompson,
Fred Thompson,
Sam Shepard,
Sam Shepard.
Ted Thin Elk.
You go,
was-
Ted Thin Elk, man.
oh, man,
Rest
that guy
in
is
peace.
so
And he was
cool.
good.
He was
Oh
good.
man, he was so good.
And who was the Yellow Hawk? Julius Drum.
Joe Mastrona.
Richard Yellowhawk.
It's awesome
Okay.
in it too.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
All right.
Well,
Well,
thanks for sticking around this long. And if you did, feel free to give us a little thumbs up and like there. Check all the emails and send us any comments and suggestions that you have. Type anything down in the comment area. And
spitballcinema@gmail.com.
Yeah,
Well,
thank
get
you
over
guys for choosing this one. You guys probably haven't heard about it, or maybe forgot about it, or haven't seen it.
yeah,
And hopefully, this makes you curious of wanting to watch it now.
yeah, and go back and explore some of those old movies that you may have missed.
Yeah.
And if you ever get in trouble, remember to run for the strong Thunderheart.
It's free on YouTube.
Run for the stronghold, Thunderheart. All right, but that's going to do it. I'm Scott.
I'm Shane.
I'm Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you. We love you.
Bye.
Whoever killed Leo walks heel toe.
This guy was a big son of a buck. I'd say he goes 210, 250.
You gonna tell me how much change he had in his pocket?
63 cents.
Now, to find the truth, he must face the mystery within himself.
He says he knew you were coming here. He was told.
Who told him?
Gosh, you're down there. Spirits.
Thunderheart has come.